Hello, hello. Let's get a little message here. Something about being brave. I'm not sure what, but let's see. I believe that is... I'm drawing a blank, but anyway, we're going to make that pile 1. A little selenite is going to be pile 2. And this is going to be pile 3. It is a fossil. I can't remember. Labradorite. Anyway, okay. 1, 2, and 3. Something about being brave. I don't know. Maybe. We'll get into it. Pile 1. Let's see what I can get for you. Hi. Did you have a good nap? Can I help you? King of Pentacles. The Emperor. 2 of Wands. 10 of Cups. And the Hierophant. Okay. So I feel like you guys have had to be brave about your material situation, about having to make like money moves, about having to make decisions that don't necessarily make a lot of sense to you in the moment or don't make a lot of sense to other people, but something that's long term. And whenever it comes to our material possessions and things like that, it does take a lot of courage, because maybe you've been in a situation where like you're steady and you're stable and you have what you need, but it could be better. Get your butt out of my face. But with the Hierophant here and the 10 of Cups, I really feel like you guys know that it's going to be okay. You knew maybe you're already out of this and it took a lot for you to get there. But you guys this is something you had to take action on. You had to actively do. You had to actively work towards, instead of just waiting on your ships to come in. Stop sleeping so much. So that really just kind of goes back to that, the Emperor, active, Aries type energy, and the King of Pentacles, like Big Daddy, make it happen, getting out of your head. And caring enough about yourself and your situation and your long term to support yourself in the way that you know that you needed to, but maybe haven't been able to, or haven't had the energy to. Waves of prosperity, new abundance, and exciting opportunities wash over you now. So this is something you've already done. Even if you haven't seen it yet, you might be in this contemplation time, spend time alone meditating upon what you truly desire. So now is time for you to sit, and time for you to wait, and time for you to manifest in a more passive way. Because you've already done this hard work, whether it was inner work, or fixing your relationship with money, or changing your career, or maybe redoing your budget, something like that. Either way, now it's time for you to rest and let this come in, because you're waiting for it to come towards you, just kind of chilling out in the middle of the ocean. And I don't usually do timing. I don't like to give timelines, but we'll see. We'll see if I can get something, maybe. Oh, shortly. These are just little things that I made. So shortly, it's not going to be too long, but at some point, I'm not going to apparently get you any definitive numbers, but shortly this will come in, and you have been incredibly brave to be able to have the courage to change your situation for yourself. You did this. You made this happen for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones, for your future, and for the ability to assist others. And that's not just like a short term, like, yeah, we want to help people. Like, if I had more resources, I would help more people. I'm not in a situation right now where I do. I'm doing better than I have, but still got quite a ways to go. Anyway, and although I want to help people right now, I want that in some way to assist not only the people that I'm directly helping, but their people too. You know what I mean? I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know how that's going to plan out. That's not really for me to know at this point in time. But yeah, it's more than just like one generation. It's more than just one person that you're helping, even if you do help one person. So there you go, pile one. I think this is the same. I think they're. Anyway, random. This is the big one of these. You can kind of see the color. Anyway, that's your pile one. You guys have been brave with your monetary situation and the way that you have changed things for yourself and for your future, and I'm really proud of you for doing that. Even if no one else knows that you've done that, or even if no one else has told you they were proud, you have done great. Pile number two, selenite. What have you been brave about? What's the situation? This is the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. Seven of Cups. Page of Cups. So this has been an emotional thing. Bravery internally, having to face yourself within, face your own emotions, your own, bringing your own justice. Okay, maybe bringing justice to, or revisiting your thought patterns and the ways that you have felt about certain situations and certain things whenever it comes to, the word charity is coming up, but I don't know, like, if that means giving to others, giving to yourself. But we have the Eight of Wands here. So this has been kind of a turbulent, like, pretty quick turn of events, whatever this was. And it might not, I might not be able to get very specific with it, but we have the Four of Wands too. So you did bring yourself some stability, and this did happen quickly for you, and this is some kind of justice that you brought on yourself. But it was something really deep and something really emotional and something that you might have felt like you were drowning at one point. And it's changed not only the way that you're able to give to yourself, and whether, you know, not everything giving is monetary, okay? It's not all material. But giving to yourself emotionally, like giving yourself the emotional support that you need, or the emotional support that you didn't feel as though you deserved, kind of thing. Six of Swords. So moving into calmer waters. So whatever this was, whatever happened in order to throw you into this big old tower turn of events and have you questioning why you feel the way that you do about certain things, was to guide you into a more calm, more consistent, sustainable type of emotional situation. So you're not just straight up drained every time anything happens, because sometimes we can be in survivor mode and not really even realize that. Chance. Community. Reflection. Opportunity. Okay. And journey. So, this was an opportunity that you have given yourself in order to reflect on the way that you see yourself, and maybe the way that you see yourself in conjunction to others, or your relationships with others, and how that's been shaped throughout your life, and through maybe even subconscious ways that we didn't recognize that we felt, or programming that we had that we didn't know about. But in order for you to find love, whether that's self-love, whether that's friendship, whether that's peers, coworkers, it doesn't have to be romance, it could be whatever. But with the community here, I really feel like this has been something that you've had to go inside and look within and work through your own emotions whenever it comes to the way that you feel as though you should fit in with other people, so that you can take more chances and you can seize more opportunities without being so fearful, without being so concerned, without really feeling like, well, it happened like this one time, so it's going to happen like this every time. Or, you know, maybe say you have the ability to give someone a second chance, and one time you did that with somebody else and it didn't work out. So now maybe you feel like every person you ever give a second chance to ever is just not going to work out. And you had to go within and figure out why you felt like that and challenge those beliefs, challenge those emotions. Believe what feels right to you rather than what you think should feel right, or whether you want to believe what you think feels right to other people and are trying to make it feel right to you. Speak your truth even if your voice shakes. So maybe this was about authority. Maybe you had some beliefs that some authority figures in your life had put into your mind subconsciously through your emotions. And you had to learn how to figure out what you feel first, so that you can speak on it, so that you can work with it, and so that you can at least identify it in case it does come up later. But you don't need to be afraid. You need not fear rejection, because this is your life. This is about what you want to do. And I feel like you already know this. I don't know. I feel like you already know all this. But anyway, this is for me to know. For me to know, I guess. But honestly, the worst anyone could do is say no. And if they do, then that's a gift to you, because it's not your lane. you know, we all have to stay in our own lane. We all have to find our own lane. And if someone is saying no to you or someone is rejecting you, yes, that might hurt. Yes, that might suck. But I personally would rather be rejected than try and force things, than try and have other people forcing things just for the sake of trying. Because there's nothing wrong with trying, but at the same time, like, y'all know when you're shoving shit that doesn't need to be shoved, okay? But you've been honestly brave with this entire situation, and having to go within and face yourself and face your own belief systems and then change those are things that certain people will never even consider. And I never even try to identify any of these emotions, any of these cups. They just want to just bury it. And you did not do that. You chose not to do that. This is something that you actively put a butt ton of effort into. And you should be proud of that, because that is not easy and that is not fun. And it's also not something that other people can see. I mean, that's a whole nother part of it. Is one of the big things about shadow work is that, like, it's done in the shadow and nobody else knows. You could be going through several lifetimes full of junk and nobody's gonna know it. It's safe to ask for help. People want to support me. You're not alone, and you're not going to be alone. People are not going to hurt you for needing assistance. People are not going to hurt you for needing help. And if they do reject you, or if they do say something that hurts, that's a reflection of them. That is not you. It is not your fault that they are hurt and they just want to not. Today, I consciously choose to think loving thoughts, take compassionate actions, and bring forth peaceful energy. All that I love is more important than all that I fear. Owning my power inspires others to do the same. I'm not afraid to shine. So maybe you had, I'm not trying to get up into the middle of trigger warnings and all that, but if you're anything like me, you had a really difficult upbringing, a really abusive upbringing, a really rough upbringing, and needing assistance or crying or showing any form of emotion was considered weak, and that put a target on you. Any emotion put a target on you, and it was not safe. You were not safe. You had to hide it. You had to bury it. You could not feel that. And if you did feel that, you best not show anybody, because that's going to get you beat. And that takes a lot of effort, A, not only to do and condition yourself to do so that you are safe, but B, to undo later. And that might be something you're always going to struggle with. I'm not saying, oh, you're going to fix it and it'll be done forever, because healing never ends. But learning that it's okay to have emotions, learning it's okay to put names to those emotions, and learning that it's okay to let other people know that you have those emotions is a very big lesson. It is a very big thing, and it is so difficult. And unless you've lived that life, unless you've lived a situation like that at some point in your life, I mean, we've all had to put things to the side for a little while and handle it later, but going within and doing all of this work just so that you can be the human that most people already are, or that you're supposed to be, is very, very brave. I know that feeling of fear. I know, straight up terror, because it doesn't feel safe, because it never did feel safe, but it is. Now it is. Now you are. And learning to sit in that safety is one of the most difficult parts. But you have done this, Selenite. You have made it. I don't even have words for how proud of you I really am, because I have been there. I am there. I've done it over and over and over again. And there's so many layers to it. Maybe that's why this was chosen. I don't know. But anyway, here's some other ones. See, look at you see the little cracks in there and the little layers. I'm not going to say it's an onion, like Shrek. But see, You have peeled back these layers on yourself, and it has been painful. And it has been hard, and you have cried so freaking much. Look at all this water. Look at all that water. Look at all of this smoke in the background. Like all of this just all of it. Like it's a lot. It's so much. And this may have taken you years. It may have taken you an entire lifetime, or you might just be starting it. Either way, you are just doing amazing. And you might not ever hear that. And you might not believe that. But you're going to look back in 6 months and be blown away. You're going to look back in 6 years and not recognize anything about yourself now compared to then. And be like, man, completely different person. Still proud of yourself. Still have compassion for yourself where you're at now, where you were 6 years ago. But also just see how much you have gotten yourself out of this labyrinth this journey has taken you so far. That is your reading, Selenite. You have done so well. All right, my pile number 3. This is a part of like the backbone, I think, of a prehistoric squid. Like that lived millions of years ago that actually had bones or something. It starts with an O. I can't pronounce it, but I'll try to find the word and put it like right there. But let's see what we've been brave about. What's been going on there. What kind of recognition can I give you that you haven't been able to get otherwise? And what is... These cards are a mess, and they have not been like that, so that's something. I feel nervous. Don't know what's that about. Why am I feeling nervous? All right. Let's... 8 of Swords reversed. 7 of Swords reversed. Resistance to get yourself out of a situation and to walk away. That's why we feel nervous. The Tower, creating our own tower moment. 9 of Pentacles, so that we can make our own dreams come true. Getting out of this devil energy. Realizing that we have more power and we need to use that power to put one foot in front of the other. Know that we can defend ourselves and we're strong enough to do that now. So that we can go through the night, so that we can go through this darkness, so that we can move on to the morning, to the next day. So that we can slowly grow the way that we should have the entire time. In order to help find those that will help us to grow our legacy and assist others that need the same. Who are new to this. Bringing ourselves justice so that we can help others bring justice. Through confusion. That was your lesson. Bringing yourself stability. Okay. Well, now I have a backstory. That whole thing there is kind of internally how I read cards, like, for myself. Things just pop up. But I haven't really, I don't know, I haven't really done that on a video before. I am willing to see that my sameness with others. This opens my awareness to others. The difficult relationships in my life are a perfect mirror for me to look more closely at my own behavior And when I lead from a place of love, people respect me. So this is about you becoming a teacher. This is about you going through a whole bunch of shit and learning a whole bunch of things and a whole bunch of really difficult lessons and walking away from things that you really didn't want to and feeling really difficult, horrible feelings so that you can lead others. This is the story of you becoming what you needed and did not have. That's what this is about. This is what you've been doing. This is what you've been brave about. And set your sights higher. Increase your standard and expect more from yourself. Don't settle. You were settling. You tried to make a temporary situation permanent, and we've all done it. But you had to set your sights higher. You couldn't stay stuck anymore. And that's why. Your purpose right now, part of your life purpose at this moment in time or at some point in the future, is to help others get out of their own way and helping others to not settle in ways that you have done before. Self-employment, you're a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. So maybe in the future, this is something that you can use to bring you material abundance. Maybe that's part of your path. Maybe you've been brave enough to do your soul lessons and your life lessons so that you can teach others. And breaking free and breaking these curses, learning these lessons that you had to learn and that you were meant to learn in this lifetime so that you could lead. Break free, try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn. But right now, I want you to rest, okay? You've been working so hard, so you need to take a nap, take a rest, because this has been an entire lifetime. Or multiple lifetimes, maybe, of things that you've been working on. Or you might have gone through so much in your trip around this earth, this reincarnation, that you feel like you've lived multiple lifetimes. Spend time alone meditating upon what you truly desire. But now you've done a lot of hard work and you're able to teach and you're able to lead, not only by example, but also like being a leader rather than being a boss. Let me work with you instead of you work for me kind of thing. But you need to take a break. All right, you take a breath. Take a breath. Take a break. Yeah, you tell him. You tell him, ma'am. Tell them they've done great and they need to just chill for a minute. Okay? Look at that. Take a break. Yeah. This was very, very difficult. This was so hard for you. But now is time for you to get more flexible and don't be doing the most. Okay? Really relax. Really, I want you to sit and think about all of the shit that you have done. Like, maybe we chose this prehistoric 350 million years old, whatever, fossil because, like, y'all have lived, you're ancient. Like, maybe not physically, but, like, you've lived a whole freaking life or multiple lives and you're just wore out. But there's so much wisdom that you have. And I have always said that the price of wisdom is experience. That's something that I came up with. I've never heard anyone else say it, but that's something that I've always said is the price of wisdom is experience. Because when people tell me that I'm wise beyond my years, like, there's a reason for that. I've lived a hard life, a very hard life. And that's, there's not really any pride or shame or any kind of feeling attached to that. It's just that, like, it is what it is. And if you want to be a leader, if you want to be able to help people, if you want to be able to do this stuff and teach these things and be an advisor of some sort, then you have to have lived a life that is comparable to what people are going through. You have to be what you needed. And that's what this has all been about for you. And you are. You've done that. You have done that. You have become the teacher. You have become what you needed. You have gone through it. And that doesn't mean it's going to look perfect, because it don't have to, because this is life. Nobody's perfect. We're still humans. But you have everything you need to already be the teacher, to already be the leader, to already do the thing. What you need to do is relax and get some strength, get some energy, and think about what you want to do next, because, like, you have a lot more energy now. You have a lot more effort that you can put forth on other things instead of just learning and surviving. So good job, guys. Like, for real. You've done awesome. I can't even describe how proud of you I really am and how excited I am for you. And that's why I was feeling nervous at the beginning of it, because this was a very nerve-wracking, like, life-changing, break your own heart, throw yourself out into the cold, 5 of Pentacles type of situation that you did yourself. You guys are DIYing entire legacies, entire lifetimes, entire futures. Good job. You guys have been brave. You have been proud. And even if no one tells you that, or no one sees that yet, you will be seen. It will be seen. It will.